Hello students, welcome to AffairsCloud.
We have an app called Careers Cloud which you can go and download it from the Play Store. So after downloading it, you can easily log in using your Gmail ID. Once you have logged in, you will be redirected to a home page which contains 4 tabs beneath it. One is Home, the other is All Courses, next is My Courses, and the last one is a Doubt Session. So under All Courses, you can access various types of courses like Reasoning, Quant, English, and also exam specific courses can also be accessed under this All Courses. If you click this Crack Current Affairs, you will be redirected to this page. So under this, you can see various tabs that are available. So here, if you see, the current affairs will be available in English medium, this under Hindi medium, and here banking awareness, we will provide you the monthly compilation of the banking news and current affairs exam PDF, and also special current affairs which includes mainly the budget, the union budget, the economic survey, which is very important from the exam perspective. And this is topic wise content where that topics news related to the specific topic, they will be combined together and provided to you. For example, see appointments. All the appointments in that particular month will be combined together in a specific place. And similarly, in case of banking, economic news, so all will be combined together. So this will be easy for you to relate to each other news. Next, you can access the daily current affairs on a daily basis, weekly basis, and also on a monthly basis. So after reading the weekly or the daily news, you can also attend our quiz in order to strengthen your knowledge. Under the monthly current affairs, if you see, there are 2 types of PDF that are available. One is the pocket PDF, the other one is the normal PDF. This pocket PDF will give you a brief content of our current affairs, and this will provide you a detailed analysis of the current affairs. So it is always preferable to read this detailed analysis and then have a go through of this pocket PDF. Next is that we also provide you the PIB news apart from the current affairs. So you can go and access our PIB news on a daily basis from this path. And as I mentioned, this special CA covers very special topics like budgets and economic survey. After reading the content provided in this PDF, you can go and attend the quiz given below. And next is the exam perspective PDF. So if you see IBPS PO mains, IBPS RRB clerk, SBI clerk, so these are all exam perspective PDF. So if you go and check, these PDF will contain around 5 to 6 months of the current affairs, which has high chances of high chances of being asked in this SBI clerk mains exam. So it is very useful to go and read this PDF from an exam perspective point. Today, we are going to cover April 2nd week banking and finance awareness news. Moving to the first news. The first news is about NABARD. So, NABARD has extended 5,830 crore assistance to Jharkhand in financial 25. So, NABARD has provided 5,000. Remember the amount, it is 5,830 crores. This has provided to the Jharkhand in financial 2025. The purpose of this is to boost the rural infrastructure. So, rural infrastructure development, livelihood promotion, and also the financial inclusion. So, these are the objectives of this assistance that is provided. So, it has benefited around 2 lakh farmers and 50,000 rural families. So, Jharkhand, so we know that NABARD, they do not directly provide loans. See, NABARD, they do not directly provide loan to the customers. It is provided via the banks. So, they provide loans to they provide the money to the bank, and the bank in turn provide loans to the customers. So, around the 5,000 crores that I have mentioned, if you see the Jharkhand Rajya Gramin Bank and the Jharkhand State Cooperative Bank, they have availed 2,143 crores. So, remember Jharkhand Rajya Gramin Bank and Jharkhand State Cooperative Limited has availed 2,143 crores, and Rural Infrastructure Development, that is RIDF. Through this RIDF fund, NABARD has provided around 1,988 crores for the infrastructure projects. So, we know what is RIDF, that is Rural Infrastructure Development Fund. When any banks, they have a shortfall in priority sector lending. So, we know that the Scheduled Commercial Bank, the RRB, everyone, they have a target, okay, to fulfill this priority sector lending. So, for private sector or the public sector bank, the target is 40%. So, out of the loans that they provide, at least 40% of the loan should be allocated for the priority sector lending. If there is any shortfall in this, since say suppose instead of 40% they have achieved only 35%, then the remaining 5% can be fulfilled by investing in this Rural Infrastructure Development Fund. So, by giving money to this Rural Infrastructure Development Fund, this the shortage can be fulfilled. Okay. So, that money in turn will be used by the NABARD for various projects. So, in this case, if you see from the Rural Infrastructure Development, NABARD has provided 1988 crores for the infrastructure projects. Next is also 2 mega irrigation. Money has been allocated for 2 mega irrigation projects, one in Giridihi and other is Palamu district, to create irrigation potential over 28,500 hectares. So, to provide irrigation over 28,500 hectares in these two districts, money has been allocated. Next is NABARD promoted 244 farmer producing companies. So, these farmer producing companies is nothing but a collective of a lot of farmers. So, a lot of farmers come together and form this FPC. So, what happens is that by forming a FPC, this farmer will have a larger bargaining power than as an individual. So, whatever bargaining power he had as an individual, that is way lesser when compared to this FPC. So, when more bargaining power is there, he will have direct market access also, and also they can club together and access this inputs like tractors, drones, which are quite costly to access. When they form as a company FPC, it would be little bit easier for them to access. So, access to fertilizers, very quality fertilizers, quality seeds, and also tractors, and also to drones. All this will be affordable when they form this FPC. So, NABARD promoted 242 FPCs and also 53 FPCs have been integrated into the open network digital commerce. Next is NABARD has completed phase 1 of digitization of the 1500 PACs, that is primary agriculture cooperative societies. So, PACs are nothing but they are grassroots level organizations. So, this is a point of contact for the farmers. So, if you see, if the farmers they want loan, they come and ask the PACs that I want a loan. So, this is a point of source for the farmers to ask for credit. Okay, and also apart from providing credit, it also provides other goods like other agricultural inputs like seeds, fertilizers, that is also provided by the PACs. Okay, so now if you see, NABARD has completed 1500 digitization of 1500 PACs, that a common software. By digitization, I mean that a common software will be available for all the PACs, just like public sector banks like SBI or Punjab National Bank, they have a software. All this disbursement, all thing will take place digitally. All this will be stored also, so it will be easy for them to retrieve and also manage. So, that is why this was also introduced in PACs, and 1500 has been digitized, and remaining 2871 will be computerized in financial year 2026. Next is NABARD is implementing 61 tribal projects which will benefit over 40,000 tribal families, and NABARD has also supported 8,963 financial and digital camps across the state for strengthening the formal financial system. So, even now if you see the small and marginal farmers, which almost they are 80% of the total farmer strength, they are dependent, a lot of them are dependent on the money lenders for loans, for their agricultural inputs, for anything else, they depend on the money lenders, and the money lenders, they cost exorbitant interest rate from the small and marginal farmers. That is why it is very important that they are educated about the various financial availability in the market. So, this camps provide them, this camps will strengthen the formal financial system for them. So, this if you see, the New Delhi based NABARD Consultancy Services Private Limited, NAPCONS, it is a consultancy arm. Okay, remember NAPCONS, it is a consultancy arm of the NABARD. So, this provides expert services in agri and allied activities and also in irrigation in financial 25. Remember the consultancy arm of NABARD, that is the important thing that you have to remember for this, from this point, that is NAPCONS. Okay, they provide expert services in agricultural and allied activities. Remember, it is NAPCONS. Around 8,900 digital camps have been happened or have been conducted across the state, and 61 tribal projects has been implemented. And if you see about Jharkhand, the CM is Hemant Soren, Governor is Santosh Kumar Gangwar, and capital is Ranchi.
We have launched a new course called Static Banking Awareness course. Now this course will be helpful for students who are preparing for the banking exams and for the regulatory body exams. And also recently you would have seen Paytm Bank in news frequently. So when an aspirant reads this news, he would have ample number of questions like what is a payment bank, what are the norms for it, and which is the committee that has launched it. So this static banking awareness course lays a foundation to the current banking and finance news. Now, you have to download our Careers Cloud to access this course. Once you have logged into our app, you can go and click this all courses icon, and then you'll be redirected to this page. In this, you have to go and click the static banking awareness course, and under the details tab, you will be able to see a brief about this course. And under the part tab, it will contain all the contents, all the topics of the contents that are currently available in this course. We are working on this continuously and this will be completed within 2 months. Under the free tab, you can go and access one content, that is the origin and development content, for free. You can go and read this content and have an idea about this course. After reading this content, do attend the quiz that is also available under the same tab. Now, our team has allocated ample amount of time and resources to curate this content. We have created this content from various books and from various verified websites. Our content is better than any book that is available in the market. This is because we update this content on a dynamic basis. For example, there are currently 39 DRTs that are available in the country now. In future, if one more DRT is created or added, then it would become 40. So we would update this content on a dynamic basis. But in case of books, you have to wait for the next publication for this updated content. Nowadays, a lot of practical questions have been asked in the banking exams. For example, how many public sector banks are available on the stock exchange? Which is the payment bank that is being listed on the stock exchange? So, we try to cover as many practical questions as possible in this course. Apart from this, we also provide you a question bank that will contain around 3000 questions and the previous year questions along with it. We also have a dedicated tab that will release the important RBI notification and the frequent news released by the RBI. You can use this code B15 to avail 15% discount. This is one of the highest discounts that we have offered until now. So do avail this code B15 while you purchase the course.
The next news is about India's GDP forecast by the Asian Development Bank. So, Asian Development Bank has projected that India's GDP will grow at 6.7% for the financial year 26. It is slightly lesser than the previous estimate of 7%. So, previously it estimated 7% for the financial year 26, but now it has gone down. It has projected to 6.7%. The reason for this decrease is mainly the USA tariff. So, we know that the USA has put tariff not just on India but all other countries. So, this causes a geopolitical tension, and because of this, if you see, few countries may even retaliate to USA tariff, and already China has retaliated to the USA tariff. So, that is why this projection, GDP projection, has lowered. And similarly for financial 27, if you see, it is expected to grow at 6.8%. This is of India. Remember, the latest India's GDP projection is 6.7% for financial 26 and 6.8% for financial 27. This is by Asian Development Bank. And it has the impact of recent increase in the USA tariff on the India export. This is the main reason for this reduction. And it is also expected that the India's growth momentum can be maintained. That is, India's growth level, it can be maintained if India focuses on strengthening of the manufacturing sector, regulatory reforms, robust service sector, and also the newly announced tax incentive. We know that the tax incentive was announced by the finance minister. That is, the tax, no tax level, it has been increased to around 12 lakhs, and also investment in urban infrastructure. This is all is very important for the growth level of the India to sustain. The inflation rate projected by the Asian Development Bank is 4.3% for financial year 26 and 4% for financial year 27. Similarly, here we saw 6.7% the growth rate, and here it is 6.8%. So, region wise. So, if you see Asia region, it has projected at 2024, 5% it has projected, 2025, 4.9%, 2026, 4.7%. And similarly, this is the inflation rate. 2025, the projected inflation rate 2.3%, and 2026, it is 2.2%. Next is South Asia region. the projection is 6% growth rate, and 2020 26 6.2%. Similarly, Southeast Asia region is 4.7% for 2025, and again the 4.7% for 2026. Remember this. Main thing that you have to remember is of India. So 6.7% and 6.8%. Please remember this. It is very, very important. President of ADB, Asian Development Bank, is Masatu Kanda and is headquartered in Manila. The next news is SEBI issued framework for registration of performance validation agency. So this performance, whose performance do they validate? So here if you see the investment advisor or research analyst, they and all know they will have lot of schemes. Okay, they would have told that okay, this scheme that the investment advisor, if you see, they have some X scheme, and they would have put an ad that this X scheme had return 100% return or 200% return. Suppose if you had invested 10 rupees, you would have got 50 rupees. So they would have put such things in their advertisement. But is that true? Or if it is not, then that has to be validated by this performance validation agency. This is the work of this performance validation agency, and for that, if you see, SEBI has issued framework to ensure that they do not fool any customers, to ensure that they do not put any wrong claims. They analyze this and validate their claims. Whatever they have claims that have made in the ads, that has been validated by the performance validation agency, and SEBI has issued the framework for the registration of these agencies. So if you see, SEBI, it has provided the operational framework for the past risk and return verification agency. And here if you see, it is nothing but a performance validation, PARVA, remember, past risk and return verification agency. So this will prevent misleading claims about past performance claims given by the research analysts, investment advisors, stockbrokers and all. So the eligibility criteria for a credit rating agency to act as a PARVA. So who can act as a PARVA? It is nothing but a credit rating agency. So credit rating agencies, they provide, for bonds issued by the various companies, for them and all, they provide rating, right? So that is credit rating agency. So they can act as PARVA, but for them to act as PARVA, what is the eligibility criteria? They should have minimum 15 years of past experience. Minimum net worth should be 100 crores. And also they should have an online dispute resolution system. That is very important, because if any customer raises any concern, that has to be resolved immediately, right? For that, they have to have an online dispute resolution mechanism. And also they should have rated around 250 or above debt securities. 250 or above issuers should have obtained ratings for the debt securities. These many ratings they should have provided. Only then they are eligible to apply under this PARVA. Similarly, this, if you see, PARVA data center. So stock exchanges, they can act as PARVA data centers. We will see what PARVA data center does in the next slide. For now, you have to know what is the eligibility criteria for a stock exchange to act as a PARVA data center. Same 15 years of experience, but the net worth in this is double. So if you see, they should have, the stock exchange should have minimum net worth of 200 crores, and they should also have an online dispute resolution system. Okay, this is very important. Remember the years of experience, remember the net worth. It is very, very important. You can even have objective type of questions from this news. So the key function of this PARVA is they are responsible for defining the verification methodologies. Their work is to verify whether what they have provided as a claim is correct or not, right? So for that, a method should be there. That method should be defined. Next is managing dispute, grievances, and maintain records of verified data for minimum 5 years. Whatever they have been verified, they have to store it at least for 5 years. Next is when a company or mutual fund shows you how well an investment has performed in the past, that performance has to be checked or verified by a PARVA. See, as I told you, the main function is that they have to check. If the investment advisor has claimed that he has given 200% return, that has to be verified. And even after verification, suppose yes, it is true, they have provided 200% return, then also the investment advisor, then also this PARVA should tell that yes, it has given 200%, but it does not mean that even in future it will give. Such a disclaimer should be given. That is very important. It is like a warning for the investors, because few people would invest thinking that they will also get 200%, right? Because no one knows the future, no one can predict the future. So past performance does not mean that future will also have the same performance. such disclaimer should be published. See, I'm reading the sentence. The performance data has been checked or verified by Parva, then they must also show disclaimers, important warnings for investors, like past performance is not indicative of future results. This, if the past performance is good, it is validated. Even after the validation, this type of warning should be provided by the Parva. Next is key function of this Parva data center. We saw the eligibility criteria, right, for a stock exchange to be a Parva data center. But what is this Parva data center? So they are responsible to collect the data from the entities like the mutual funds, and also to ensure that the data security and confidentiality is there. So whatever data has been collected from the mutual fund, it is very sensitive, right? So it is very important to store them in a secure manner. So that is the key function of this Parva data center. That is, they collect the data from the mutual fund, from the various financial entities, like example is a mutual fund. Setting up of oversight committee. So Parva will set up an oversight committee within 2 months of getting in principle approval. So they have to set up an oversight committee. So what is the function of this? The function of this oversight committee, it is responsible for monitoring the activities of Parva and the Parva data center. So these two activities will be monitored. That is the function of this oversight committee. The next news is about an NBFC license. So RBI has provided the NBFC license to Secures Finance Private Limited. So this Secures Finance Private Limited, it is a subsidiary of First Pay Technologies. Okay. So if you see these Secures Finance Private Limited, it majorly provides education loans ranging from 50,000 to 5 lakhs. And if you see, it plans to disperse around 100 crores in the first year and expand to 1000 crores by 2030. So this is the initial target it has set for itself. Remember the name, it is Secures Finance Private Limited. It is a subsidiary of First Pay Technologies. And the NBFC, they are registered under the Companies Act 2013. The minimum net owned fund is 2 crores. So actually, if you see the NBFCs, there are different types. Okay, there is like ICC, that is Infrastructure Investment Company, and also the Infrastructure Finance Company, and also there are primary dealers. So there are different types of NBFC. So for each type of NBFC, the minimum net owned fund is different. But if they in general, without mentioning any type, if they ask you what is the minimum net owned fund for an NBFC, then you should mention it's just 2 crores. But if they ask you any specific type of NBFC, then it differs. Okay. Next is Indian Post. They have collaborated with the Nippon India Mutual Fund. The purpose of this is to provide door-to-door KYC verification, that is know your customer verification. So if you see, we know that India Post, it is widely located and it has a very strong network. So it will be able to provide this KYC verification. So India's post network of 1.5 lakh post offices will help in doing this KYC verification. So it has already, is it the first time it is doing such kind of work? No, it has already done such kind of work previously. If you see, India Post has already processed over 5 lakh KYC verification units for Unit Trust of India and specified undertaking of UTE. So for these two, they have already processed this KYC verification, and now they are going to do this for Nippon India Mutual Fund. So this, what is the purpose? This will simplify the mutual fund onboarding for investors, particularly in remote region. So in remote region, if you see, it is like mutual fund is important for both urban and also the remote, right? So this KYC is the very first step for you to invest in mutual fund. Only when the KYC is successful, you can go and invest in the mutual fund. So this will simplify the process, especially in the remote region. In the urban region, it is already people are mainly aware, and also there is a strong network in urban. So this mainly concentrates in the remote region. Next is about the FPI investment limit. So RBI, if you see, they will set the investment limit, that is how much the foreign portfolio investors, they can invest in central government securities, state government securities, and also the corporate bonds. For all these, there is a limit how much the foreign portfolio investors can make. I have already mentioned a lot of times, there are two types of foreign investment. One is the foreign direct investment, other is the foreign portfolio investment. Portfolio investment, they invest in bonds and equities. It is only for a short term period. So they will exit the country as soon as they get enough profit. So if you see now, RBI, it has already retained the limit. So whatever limit it had set for financial year 25, the same limit it has also retained for financial year 26. So FPI investment limit for the financial year 26 for various categories, if you see, 6% for the central government, 2% for the state government, and 15% for the corporate bonds. Remember, out of how much ever government security it has been raised, 6% is allocated for FPI, 2% only they can invest in state government, and 15%. Remember the limit, it is very, very important. Next is general investment. So if you see what is it, this we saw in percentage wise. Okay, this we are seeing in the money wise. Okay, so 2.79 trillion rupees for April to September 2025 and 2.89 trillion for October to March. So first half 2.79 trillion, second half a little higher, that is 2.89 trillion. It is allowed. This is nothing but the ceiling or the maximum amount that can be invested percentage wise, and this is the amount wise. Next, corporate bonds, if you see, it is 8.22 trillion for the first year, that is first half April to September, and for the second half of the 2026, if you see, it is 8.80 trillion. Okay, remember here it is 2.79, 2.89. Here corporate bonds, it is 8.22 and 8.80. Next is HDFC Bank, IDFC Bank, and the Stock Holding Securities IFSC Limited, SSIL. Together, if you see, they are designated or they are provided the designation to operate as corporate agents in the GIFT IFSC. So we know that this is located in Gandhinagar, that is in Gujarat. The GIFT, if you see, it is nothing but a special economic zone within our country. So here, if you see, it provides world-class infrastructure to attract various foreign investments in the country. That is the main purpose of this GIFT IFSC. Okay, here, if you see, these three are given the they can act as corporate agents. Corporate agents, in the sense, it means that they will nothing but they are insurance intermediaries. They will act as insurance intermediaries, that is between the insurance company and the clients, the potential clients, whoever wants to buy the insurance. So here they will act as an insurance intermediaries, that is they will sell the perfect insurance policies to the clients. That is the main purpose of this corporate agents. So now being allowed, so now since they are given the status of corporate agents, so now they will be allowed to sell insurance products along with their own products. So if you see HDFC Bank, they also have their own products, right? So they can also sell insurance products, other companies' insurance products, or they can also sell their own products to the NRI and person Indian origin. So the IFSCA chairman is K. Rajaram. Remember this, very important. Next is about the penalty imposed on Reserve Bank of India on two banks. First is the Karnataka Gramin Bank, where 1 lakh amount of penalty has been imposed. Second is the South Canara District Central Cooperative Bank. The amount here involved is 5 lakh. So Karnataka Gramin Bank, it has been imposed penalty because it failed to classify certain loans as NPA. Okay, generally banks do that because they don't want to show a high portfolio of NPAs, right? That is not very good. That does not show a good status of the bank. When a high NPA is reported by a bank, then investors or even depositors, they will fear. What if this bank, goes into a loss? What if closes? So that is why they do such things. They will not show their NPAs as the right number. So they will try to show the lesser number of NPAs. Next is about the inflation projection by SBI. So SBI has projected India's inflation to be between 3.9% and 4% the first half of financial 26. We know that our inflation target by RBI is 4% with plus or minus 2%. So this 3.9 to 4% is an ideal inflation for the next first half of financial 26 that has been projected by the State Bank of India. So if you see, and for the Q4 2025, that is January to March 2025, which just ended. So it is expected to decline to 3.8%. Remember, for the Q4, it is expected to decline to 3.8%. And for the first half of the next financial year, that is financial 26, it is expected to be between 3.9% and 4%. The next news is about a deposit scheme that has been launched by the Bank of Baroda. So Bank of Baroda has launched a scheme, that is Square Drive Deposit Scheme, BOB Square Drive Deposit Scheme. The tenure of the scheme is 444 days. This is an FD scheme. So this will offer a higher interest rate. So this is made available only in retail term deposit schemes. So if you see that even the corporates, even the business, they can come and deposit, right? But this scheme is exclusively only for the retail term depositors. That is for the retail individuals, the senior citizen, the super senior citizen. So only for those people, this scheme is applicable, not for the corporate or the business people. So below 3 crores, we know that the bulk deposit, it has been changed from 2 crores to 3 crores. So below 3 crores, it is 7.15% for the general citizen, 7.65 for the super senior citizen in the sense more than 60 years. And super senior, if you see, sorry, this is senior citizen. Telling it once again, below 3 crores, 7.15 for general citizen, 7.65 for senior citizen, 7.75 for the super senior, that is above 8 years. It is 7.75. So non-callable deposits above 1 crore and below 5 crores, the additional, if you see, they will get additional 5 basis point. Apart from this interest rate, additional 0.05 will be applicable for this non-callable deposit. Non-callable deposits are nothing but these deposits, they cannot be withdrawn before maturity. So the FDs, you can withdraw before maturity, you have that option, okay. But there might be certain penalty, but here non-callable deposits you cannot withdraw before maturity. That is why the interest rate offered is also a little higher than the FDs. Next is about Axis Bank. So Axis Bank introduces in-app mobile OTP feature in its platform. So this is to counter the subscriber identity module swap, that is SIM swap. So there are a lot of fraudulent happening due to SIM swap. Now what is this SIM swap? So if you see, this is the fraudulent activity taken by the fraudster. What the fraudster will do, that he will impersonate you. Say suppose there is a person A and this is the fraudster X. So he will collect the details of this A somehow by a fraudulent manner, and he will call the network provider. Network provider in the sense Airtel or Jio, he will call them and he will tell that my SIM got damaged or lost. So kindly assign my number to this new SIM. Okay. So give me a new SIM and with that old number itself. So what happened now, that all the calls and all the OTPs will start coming to this X, okay, and when the OTP comes, he will obviously get the money, right? Fraudulently, he will take all the money. So that is what is called the SIM swap. So he will impersonate as this person and contact the network provider and also get the number. Already number that was assigned to A, he will get the number by impersonating as person A. So he will tell the person A, something happened, he will tell some fraudulent reason and get that number. So to avoid that, this in-app mobile OTP feature, that is what is that you will download the app, right? Axis Bank app. So in that app only that OTP will come. Instead of providing you as a message via your SIM, now it does not use that SIM method. Without using SIM, in the app, so in whichever device your app is downloaded, in that app, this number will be provided or this OTP will come, and then afterward you can log in. So this will enhance the cyber security. That is the main reason behind this in-app mobile OTP. So to combat SMS based OTP fraud, generate OTPs directly on the device. So this is device bound and time sensitive. So customers, they also receive instant alerts for login and transaction attempt. So if someone is trying to log in from another device, or some other person is impersonating you and trying to log in, so that immediately it will come in your app. So you can be alerted. Next is Kotak Mahindra Bank Limited. It has signed an MOU with the Kerala Startup Mission. Okay, what is the purpose of this MOU? It is to strengthen the startup ecosystem. Okay, remember it is Kotak and Kerala, KK. So what will Kotak Mahindra Bank provide? So this will provide fundraising workshops and also masterclass on financial management. And next, Kerala Startup Mission, if you see, this will provide incubation support where they can develop the startups and also mentorship programs and funding assistance. So this support will be provided by Kerala Startup Mission and this by the Kotak. Remember KK. So Kotak, and this is this Kerala Startup Mission. Next is Reserve Bank of India has provided certificate of registration to Piramal Finance Limited. Remember, to Mumbai based Piramal Finance Limited, that is PFL, to operate as the NBFC ICC, that is Investment Credit Company, without accepting public deposits. So if you see NBFC, they are generally of two types. One is they can take deposits from the public. One is they cannot take deposits. No deposits. And one more thing that you have to see this, whatever deposit that they accept from the customer, they are not insured. So DICGC, I'm sure you would have heard of this. This provides insurance to the depositors up to a limit of 5 lakhs when the money is put in the scheduled commercial bank, RRB and all. But here, if you see the NBFC, they are not backed by the DICGC. So whatever money is deposited in the NBFC, they are not insured. Remember that. It is very important point. So here, if you see the Piramal Finance Limited, they have got authorization from the RBI to operate as the NBFC ICC, that is Investment Credit Company. So previously it was operating as a housing finance company. Now it will cease, that is it will stop operating as a housing finance company and it will surrender the HFC registration and now operate as the NBFC ICC. So this certificate of registration, if you see, it was granted under the section 45IA of the RBI Act 1934. Now you have to tell me in the comment section, what is the minimum net own fund for an NBFC ICC? Remember, the question is, what is the minimum net own fund for the NBFC ICC? Please tell your answer in the comment section. Next is Bandhan Bank have launched the Elite Plus Savings Account. So this account is especially for the high net individuals. So here if you see, it permits unlimited free cash deposit. So generally if you see, there will be a limit on how much cash deposit you can make. If you make more than that, then a certain amount of fees will be charged from you. But here in this, if you see, unlimited free cash deposit and also complimentary RTGS, NEFT and IMPS. So what are the features? What are the other things that are offered under this Elite Plus Savings? A personal accident insurance of 15 lakhs, then domestic launch access, 2 visits per quarter, and also who is eligible. So who can avail this Elite Plus Savings account? He must be an Indian resident, and a monthly average savings, if usually it should be minimum 15 lakhs or term deposit should hold of 75 lakhs. Remember, minimum savings account, minimum monthly savings account should be 15 lakhs, and the term deposit, nothing but FD or RD and all, it's called as term deposit. So that should be of 75 lakhs. They can open this Elite Plus Savings account. Next is Juspay. It is a payment infrastructure company. It has become the India's first unicorn of 2025. Remember, first unicorn of 2025. Unicorn are nothing but startups that are valued at over 1 billion. So when the valuation of the startup crosses 1 billion, they are called as unicorn. So this Juspay, it is the first unicorn of 2025, and they have recently raised $60 million US dollars. Okay. So where will the money be put into use? It will be used to drive its AI capabilities, that is artificial intelligence capabilities. So in February 2024, if you see, RBI granted authorization to Juspay to operate as a payment aggregator. Remember? So this is one of the payment aggregator. The CEO of Juspay is Vimal Kumar. Next is Reserve Bank of India has provided the license to Resilient Payments Private Limited to operate as a payment aggregator. So this Resilient Payment Private Limited, it is a subsidiary of Bharat Pay Group. Here it has received license to operate as an online payment aggregator. So we know what is a payment aggregator. So they are in between the merchants and the customers. So when you go and purchase something in the Amazon, you have multiple options, but via which you can make payment, right? Either by online net banking or credit card or debit card. So if you see merchants, they will not be in a position to accept any or all payments, right? They will not have that option to accept UPI or credit card. So in that case, payment aggregator will come and tell that I will accept any kind of payment from the customer on behalf of you, and then transfer the money to you. Okay, so there will be an agreement between merchant and the payment aggregator. The payment aggregator will collect the payment from the customer and then pass on the payment to the merchant. This is the function of the payment aggregator. So recently, it is the Resilient Payment Private Limited that has received the payment aggregator authorization from the Reserve Bank of India. So as of April 2025, RBI has authorized a total of 41 companies to operate as an online payment aggregator in India.
Thank you for watching the session. I hope you had enjoyed it. We're also available in Telegram under the name AffairsCloud_official. We also have an Instagram handle. Thank you.